In this video, we're looking at why I'm moving from Forex to futures, even though I don't have to. Why don't I have to? This is because I'm in the UK, so technically I'm not faced by, rules and regulations that stops me from doing so. So I'm intentionally moving to futures for 5 reasons I'm going to share with you guys today. Now, the first reason is precision. First of all, I'm a scalper. I usually trade the 1 minute to the 5 minute, but at the moment, I'm mostly on the M1 time frame. So I need precision. I need to enter here and I need to know my entry is here. Otherwise, it completely messes up my system, the trading model that I uses. It makes it a lot more complicated. I don't want this. But on futures, you know that your entry is always perfect. The market is the same everywhere, no matter what broker you're using. If person A enters somewhere, person B is also entering in the same position. On Forex, however, different brokers show different things. Sometimes in the academy, I would enter a trade. My students are losing because the prop firm wicks them and doesn't take them out, or all these other different reasons. But I've won the trade, sometimes vice versa. So it can be annoying, but we need consistency. And I'm trying to do this in the long run, and I need consistency because even when I'm backtesting, I need to know that what I'm backtesting is going to be the same as what I trade live. So that's precision. Now for the second reason, I do want to focus on one pair. I found that before I used to trade GBP USD, as some of you guys might know. I used to trade DAX, gold I've dabbled in a few times. However, I know that there is a skill and experience that comes from mastering a single pair for a very, very long time. I say pair because of Forex, but a single instrument, right? A single product. So I want to really focus on one moving forward. This year I've been really on the chart, so I haven't actually posted a lot of videos, to be fair. Have mercy. I will continue to post a lot more and educate you guys, of course, and all those things like that. Things I learn, I will be sure to share it. But that is my focus, to focus on one pair. This pair is looking like it's going to be NASDAQ compared to the rest. NASDAQ, S&P 500, but I found that NASDAQ might be a bit better. So that's my focus, to trade one pair and focus on one pair, because I just know I'll be a lot better by focusing on one pair. Like, it's good to be profitable, but you can always get better. And my aim is to be very, 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 very good at this, right? This is going to be my one thing that I want to be extremely good at, rather than just being okay at, right? I like to push myself. There no one needs to be the next goal. Sometimes in trading, you feel like, you've made money now, you're all right, you can keep making the same amount, but instead of making X amount per month, why can't I double it, triple it, right? Not by just having a bigger account size, but being a lot better and not losing. Maybe exiting a bit more. Those are a little fine prints, but to do this, I need to be on a market that is extremely consistent. Now for the next reason, which is more of a personal reason, this is actually my sleeping schedule. So personally for me, I tend to like working at night time. Like right now, I'm shooting this video at exactly 11 p.m. at night. Initially, I was gonna do it at like 3 a.m. in the morning, but I'm more of a night person, right? So for me to be efficient at nighttime, I don't want to know that I need to wake up at 7 a.m. to trade. It's a bit annoying because half of the time I'm on 4 hours sleep. But now what this means is I can literally work at nighttime till 5, 6 a.m. There's many times I'm up at 6 a.m. and then I can still sleep and be up before New York open and still have a good enough rest. Because yes, sleep is not my priority. I need to focus a lot more on sleep and health. A friend of mine once told me that health is extremely important. I do tend to neglect it because I think, sleep is whatever, but I do think, yes, you do need to appreciate your sleep. Otherwise, you will feel the effects in the future. So my sleeping schedule, work schedule, those do come in hand. So now being able to trade New York session will be a lot better for me because I can get things done. Could be a lot more spiritual because then I can pray at night time a lot more. And I don't have to focus on the fact that I need to be up early in the morning. I can fast a lot easier. I found being able to be up at night time and then wake up somewhere in the afternoon and then continue fasting. So spiritually, it's even a lot better for me than being up 7 a.m. It tends to be a lot tougher than fasting throughout the day. So these are just a few personal reasons, but I actually was like this in the past. The obsession to want to change a new strategy, a new indicator, a new system, a new playbook. And by February, most of it is gone. But one thing that actually changed wasn't my setup, but was actually a single pattern, which was pretty much how I reacted after taking a loss. I still take the same setup, still use the same model, same execution. However, my reaction after a loss is what's going to determine profitability or if I'm going to end up staying in the loss. I stopped forcing the next trade, and the change came when I actually started to understand why I was doing it. Because under pressure, bad habits starts to show itself. Now, this is why I see therapy in the same way as reviewing data or journaling, which I always speak about. This is about understanding patterns, helping you to see what's going wrong, especially when there is stress, there's risk, and there's money involved. Today's partner, BetterHelp, is a structured way to help you to deal with that. You fill out a short form and you're matched with a credentialed therapist in literally a couple days. And all of this is based on your preferences, what you need help with. And if you don't find a match with who you're working with, then you can literally change your therapist with no extra cost. Over 6 million people have used BetterHelp, and it's built for consistency, not just a quick fix. So if you're serious about tightening your mindset the same way you tighten your execution, then click the link at the top of the description or use the link betterhelp.com/Solly'sAdvice, betterhelp.com/Solly'sAdvice. So you can get started with 10% off your first month of therapy. So let's get on to the next reason to why I'm moving to futures. Now for the fourth one is broker consistency. I kind of touched on this slightly. However, yes, different brokers printing different things, different rules, different regulations. It doesn't give me the peace of mind to know that, okay, this is always going to be the case every single time, right? Like every entry is not going to be the case today. Tomorrow it could be another thing. There's times I can't trade certain pairs because on different brokers just doesn't allow me to. I'm telling you, my 1 minute model cooks very well because I can focus on one pair and everything else is just focused on one time frame. However, on Forex, this is extremely hard because the spreads alone is going to kill your profit. You can have a win rate of about 65%, but because of spreads and commissions alone, that's going to be incredibly low. Like, it's not happening, right? That's going to eat into most of your profit. So it makes it very hard, like, to trade how I want to just because of brokers and stuff, especially prop firms. In fact, I'll be honest, on my personal broker on Forex is great. Commissions might be high on certain pairs, especially Forex pairs, but it's not bad at all. No spreads, nothing, as you guys have seen on many videos of mine. However, I know many of you guys trade prop firms and I know that it's tough. It's almost impossible for you to do so. That is the reason why future is going to be a lot easier for both my students as well, and for myself, and for you guys maybe on YouTube as well who want to actually find consistency. Next, we have something that I want to speak into existence, which is that I do want to build a legacy. What do I mean by this? I want to take trading extremely serious. I have a goal to eventually in the future enter some serious competitions. Just, I don't want to say too much on it yet. However, we're locked in at the moment and we're focused on the bigger goal. So for this to happen, I found that you have to be on the futures platform. You have to be on the futures side of things. Forex is not taken seriously. Secondly, if people ask you what you do for work or whatever, it's good to say you trade. However, if you say you trade Forex, I find that people would think you're a joke. People think you're a scammer. People think you're not consistent. People think you're lying. However, if you can do this on futures, it's a lot like you're respected a bit more, right? Because it's a lot more of a regulated space. So I don't want to be someone who, is doing the same thing as these other gurus out there. We want receipts. We do things properly. So I want to do it on a space that people know that you're doing this properly. There's no discotheque happening in the background. Everything is legit. And this is going to be something I'm going to be doing in the long run. This is the main forefront of what I do. All the other things, come in hand with trading, all the other businesses and everything else that's going to come this year is all going to fall into, it's all one ecosystem. But these are my reasons to why I am moving to futures. Let me know if this resonates with some of you guys. Let me know if you're facing some of these issues as well in the comments. Let me know your reason for maybe moving to futures or Forex. Thank you guys for watching this video. Watch this next video on the screen because YouTube thinks it's going to be best for you. Enjoy. See you guys in the next one. Peace.